Well, it ain't cranberry sauce. Oh shit, it is. Blood Rage is about two young boys, they're brothers. One brother decides to kill somebody. Well, the innocent one gets blamed. The innocent one ends up at a mental institution for 10 years. He finally decides to escape from the mental institution to confront his brother and prove his innocence to his mother while there is murders going on again. Hey everybody, how you doing out there? And welcome to one of two Thanksgiving horror movies I would like to try to get to before Thanksgiving rolls around. We're about the halfway point of November right now. Hopefully sometime maybe next Thursday or Friday I will have the second one out, and then the week after that will be Thanksgiving and we'll be chowing down. So, the first time I ever actually saw this movie was actually through another YouTuber named Night Owl Movie Talk. He convinced me about maybe 2 years ago, because I never heard of this movie until about 2 years ago. I ended up watching the movie for free, if it was Tubi or wherever it was a couple years ago. And I love this movie. I thought this was nearly a perfect Thanksgiving horror movie. I was having fun. I loved the kills in this, the gore. I thought the actors were all pretty good in this movie. I was just overall having a blast with this movie. Now, do I still feel that way? Well, stay tuned. Starting off with the likes, the first thing I want to throw out is about the first 5 minutes or so of this movie. We start off at a drive-in, so people were grabbing their snacks, their drinks. People were buying condoms in the men's bathroom. You actually got people making out in the cars or having sex in their cars or even just watching the movie. And I really do like the very first kill that we actually get in this movie and the weapon of choice from the young man. Definitely you get some really good gore effects in this movie. And it's not just that kill. It's not like, oh, that's the best kill and the rest of them suck. Maybe that's kind of an argument that we could probably go through, hopefully nicely. But I think the rest of the kills are actually very well. It might just be as simple as someone being stabbed in the stomach or the chest. There might be someone getting their hand chopped off. But then we also get some other, twist is like what the killer also did to this person, but we might not know for another like 45, 50 minutes on this particular person. So I thought that was very clever. If you're a gore hound, I think there's plenty of gore in this movie for 1987. And whenever it comes to the jokes, every single joke landed for me. I love the story. Yes, this is a Michael Myers Halloween ripoff, but this is definitely one of the better ripoff movies. If it's Michael Myers ripoff or a Jason ripoff or Freddy Krueger ripoff movies, this is definitely one of the better ones where some of them could just be pieces of shit. I definitely also like the script. I thought the dialogue was really good. Other than just the jokes, I did enjoy a lot of that. One of my all-time favorite lines, you just heard it in the cold opening, is it's not cranberry sauce. And I like that because it turns out it's actually blood. If it's on, maybe the killer's shirt or just on the floor and it's thinking that ain't cranberry sauce. This was directed very well. And going with the characters I like is gotta be the brothers, Terry and Todd. It's the same actor who plays both parts, and he does it very well. You got Terry, who is the cool, calm, and collect. He's also very funny. He's definitely a character that I like to follow in this movie, no matter if he's playing the Terry character or if he's playing Todd, who is more the shy. He speaks quietly. But I think he nails both of these parts very, very well. And then the final like has got to be when it comes to Act 3. And even though, again, this is an old movie, spoiler free, there are a few different twists in this movie. And all I'm going to say about those twists, let alone the whole Act 3, is what the fuck? Wow, I just cannot believe it. Even the last 30 seconds, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe they actually went that way. And moving on to the dislikes, let's talk about some characters. I want to start off with Maddie, which is the mother to the two boys. And she is very boring. She is very blah. And for whatever she needs to actually do in her part by the director, by what the script tells her to do, she really doesn't have a whole lot to do. She doesn't really feel like she puts a lot of effort into her part there. After she receives a phone call from the hospital that her son escaped, she is a worrywart, so she's worried about if Todd's going to come after her brother, anybody else at the apartment complex that her and her son are actually at. What exactly is Todd's plan here? It just feels like that all she really does is she starts cleaning out the house, she starts making phone calls, she starts trying to get rid of food out of the refrigerator, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not that engaged on what she's doing because there's nothing really exciting about her part there. Because there's a decent amount of time when she's on the phone, she's looking for a particular person, and I swear that, if she's not on the phone, they bounce on to someone else, and then they come back, and she's still doing stuff on the phone. I'm just like, no, I really don't want to see that there. You got Brad, who actually is Maddie's fiance, boyfriend slash fiance, because they just got themselves engaged. He hardly has a whole lot to actually do in this movie, so I can't latch on to him. I don't really care that much for his acting. I just don't care that much about his character and what goes on with him. You actually got Todd, therapist slash doctor. I thought she would be a lot more of a smarter character, and she's pretty dumb, and I get it's a horror movie, but instead of her calling the cops and telling them what's going on, she and an assistant decide to go to Maddie's house and say, hey, we're here, we're looking for your son, we're going to try to take him back to the hospital, that kind of stuff. She and the assistant are not even really in it that much, just like Brad. And again, I don't care that much for her part. I don't even think she really even has moments. I'm just like, okay, so why didn't you call the cops? Well, you decide to try to do it yourself, and unfortunately it doesn't quite work out the way of you finding Todd, it seems like. You got Terry's girlfriend, Karen. She has moments that she's actually pretty good in this here too, but overall, again, another character I really don't give two shits about. I don't care if she survives, if she actually ends up getting killed in this movie here. I'm just like, no, they're not really that interesting characters. And anybody else I have not mentioned, they all feel like they're blended together, that it doesn't really matter if, like, the guys, they could have switched the guys around, they could have switched all the ladies around, and it all would have felt the same to me personally. When it comes to the second half of this movie, compared to the first half, I thought was really good. The second half really does drag ass. I'm very bored with most of the movie. I'd say maybe a good 25-30 minutes of the second half I'm pretty bored with until we get to Act 3, and then it starts building a decent amount of suspense back up again. But it just feels like that whatever they did in the first half was great. With the pacing, the second half, I don't know why the pacing really started dragging and slowing down like a turtle. But you got people playing night tennis, and someone loses the ball, and they got to go look for the ball, and the other character is just kind of laying on the ground waiting for that person to come back. You got someone who's a female taking a shower, and the guy is in the bedroom or the living room reading a magazine, and he's just waiting for her to get out because they think they're going to go do something. And I'm just like, okay, I don't really care what's going on. And then the final dislike is probably kind of connected with what I just mentioned. Is this movie is clocked in at 1 hour 22 minutes with credits, so it's less than 80 minutes without the credits. I think that this would be a pretty fast movie, and unfortunately because of that second half, it feels like the second half alone feels like you're watching like a 90-minute, 2-hour part of this movie here. I don't know. Blood Rage, I'm going to go 2 out of 4 stars. Have you seen this movie? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me a comment down below. We shall discuss it. So thank you guys so much for watching another movie review. I will see you guys in the next one.